the recession of 2023. A situation of crisis and misery for some, but not for all, because some see this situation as one lifetime opportunity. I assume that you're one of those people, or you wouldn't have clicked on this video. A recession can be a golden opportunity to take advantage of major discounts in the markets, such as the stock market. Now that's why in this video, we're going to see the top 5 stocks to buy during this 2023 recession. The entire selection of stocks in this video were carefully selected based on the purchases of the world's 78 largest super investors, such as Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Peter Lynch, and many others. So believe me when I tell you that these stocks have huge potential for 2023. Make sure to stay till the end of this video because they are ranked in order based on their future potential. The first stock with huge potential for future in the market is Meta. Meta's revenue are down by 4% mainly due to the numerous investments in the advertising sector because Meta has a fairly important reputation that they do not want to lose, especially also because of the major investments in their metaverse projects, which does not seem to satisfy investors. These two big losses in this tech company will probably leave big marks on the finances of this company. But why did I put this stock on the first on this list? Well, it's mainly for the fact that this stock is at a considerably low price, which means that if you're a long-term investor, well, these short-term fluctuations of the company should not concern you at all, because the company is very well established in their domain and have the potential to come back with force within 10 to 15 years. And it is over this period that long-term investors want to aim for. 27 of our 78 super investors also invested in this stock during this year's Q4. The fact that this company is recognized worldwide and this has dropped by more than 67% since the beginning of the year is why this is one of the biggest buying opportunities this quarter. That's why this stock is on the list. Visa. The second stock on the list is Visa. With their earnings reports from this fourth quarter, Visa is on track to make very good returns to their investors. They also announced that it was increasing dividends per share by 45 cents, which is a very good indication of Visa's comfortable financial position. With these very promising results, we see 25 of our 78 super investors invest in this stock in the fourth quarter of 2022. Warren Buffett has himself 8.3 million shares of this company, and no, I'm not making any mistake here. It is indeed nearly 1.5 billion that Warren Buffett has in his massive portfolio. An astronomical amount, with a drop of only 3.45% since the beginning of the year, which is phenomenal given the current economic situation. Visa is undoubtedly a purchase to consider during this recession of 2023. With the Visa Q4 earnings report, we notice an increase in this company's net revenue of $7.8 billion, or 19% compared to the last quarter. It also shows us that Visa is well on its way to expanding into the future, which is attractive to investors. We can also see in this company's earnings for 2022 that Visa officially closes its fiscal year in the third quarter and that the company has generated $29.3 billion this year, an increase of 22%. We can also see that Visa consumers are spending more and more largely due to the inflation affecting the world, which is good news for Visa, but also for Visa investors because it's not the end of this period yet. So let's enjoy it while it's still time. The next stock on my list is one of the biggest companies, if not the biggest e-commerce company, Amazon, indeed. This stock is one of the stocks with the highest market cap in the world with a huge $952.94 billion, which shows the importance of this giant of the market. For this stock, 26 of the 78 super investors invested in the last quarter of 2022, including, once again, Warren Buffett with 10.7 million shares of this stock, worth $1.2 billion. It is down by 45.18% since the beginning of the year, and it has not finished spiking down. That is why there's an open door for investors, knowing that the price is very affordable. We all know that Amazon for its online parcel delivery service, but Amazon Prime also offers other services like Prime Music, Prime Video, Prime Gaming, and many other, which is extremely beneficial for the company. Each of them has succeeded in making a significant place in their respective fields, which is very promising for the future of this company. In addition to the gradual decline of traditional television and the fact that Amazon has much more advantage than its competitors like Netflix, Prime Video is on track to perform for years to come. Let's not set aside Amazon's main source of revenue, which is its online sales, which is just as promising for the future of e-commerce. One of the most important things at Amazon is the fact that their customer retention is extraordinary. Indeed, with their Prime subscription, they allow their customers to benefit from all these services listed earlier, but also faster delivery, and customers who buy the subscription want to make the most of it and therefore buy more often on this site, knowing that some products can arrive literally the next day at their door. It is for all these reasons that this stock is to be considered in your shopping list during this period of recession. The fourth on this list is Microsoft, a very popular among our super investors, with 28 out of 78 considering this purchase in the fourth quarter. Microsoft is a technology company with a very promising growth potential for the future due to its exponential growth over several years. Microsoft is down 26% since the beginning of this year, which is, like all the stocks on this list, an extraordinary investment opportunity that any investor should consider. This stock offers dividends of 1.10% each fiscal year, which should not be overlooked when buying. Q1 2023 Microsoft earnings show a net income of $17.6 billion, and so it decreased 14% by the last quarter. On the other hand, revenues in the last quarter were rather positive with an increase of $50.1 billion, which is 11% more from last quarter. Now, before we go to the last stock of this list, if you enjoyed this kind of video on the subject of finance, it would be much appreciated if you can subscribe to this YouTube channel with the notifications bell on to be aware of each new video every week, having as a topic finance and investment. Now, back to the last stock of this list, Google. The fifth and the most bought stock from our super investors on the list is Google, with 31 of the 78 super investors investing in this fourth quarter. It's clearly worth giving it a look. The stock has fallen by 32% since the beginning of the 2022, but with a market capitalization of $743 billion. This company is on track to reach $1 trillion capitalization within a few years. Google also has YouTube, which is the most watched video platform on a daily basis, but also the second most viewed search tool after Google itself. In short, imagine a world without Google. It's almost impossible. And that's why this company is so popular with investors. Thank you for staying till the end of this video, and I hope I've tracked you well for this 2023 recession. But don't forget to do your research on your own if you want to invest in the stock market. Here is a video currently on the screen that could potentially interest you, so feel free to go see it. Thank you all, and I will see you in the next video.